All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about one of the most personal journeys you can take in Canadian immigration, sponsoring your family. It's all about bringing your loved ones together. But, and this is a big but, it's also a super complex legal process. Get it wrong, and the consequences are serious. So let's get into it. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about, right? For so many people, that whole Canadian dream just doesn't feel real until you can share it with your spouse, your kids, or your parents. This is the why behind all the paperwork.
And here's the reality check. The journey to get them here is tricky. It's loaded with high stakes and, honestly, some hidden rules. A simple mistake isn't just a typo. It can have a huge, devastating impact. Understanding how this works isn't just a good idea. It's absolutely crucial.
So let's start by looking at what's really on the line here, because the gap between that dream of a family reunion and the tough reality of the process, well, it can be pretty wide.
On one hand, you've got the goal, your family, all together, right here in Canada. Beautiful. But on the other hand, the risk is very, very real. A refusal could mean years more of painful separation. Or, in the worst cases, we're talking about a lifetime ban. So the stakes, they couldn't be higher.
Okay, so where do you even begin? The very first step is figuring out which path is actually for you. The government has really specific categories for who they consider family.
It seems like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer is very, very structured. Canada's family sponsorship system is basically broken down into three main streams. Knowing which one you fit into is the first piece of this whole puzzle.
So here they are. First, you've got your spouse or common law partner. And second, a dependent child. For these two, the big benefit is that they get high priority processing. But now, look at the third one, parents and grandparents. And here's the catch. It runs on a lottery system that is currently closed to new applications. That's a huge roadblock for a lot of families right now.
All right, so you've found your stream. Now comes the hard part, proving you're actually eligible. And it's not just about you, the person sponsoring. Immigration Canada is looking at two things at the same time.
Think of it like this. You have to clear two major hurdles. First, there's you, the sponsor. You have to meet a checklist of requirements. But second, and this is where so many applications stumble, your relationship itself has to pass something called the genuineness test. Let's break those down. So for test number 1, the sponsor's checklist is pretty straightforward. You got to be over 18, a Canadian citizen, or a permanent resident. And this is the big one, you can't be on social assistance unless it's for a disability. And of course, you can't have a record of violent crime against a family member.
And that brings us to the biggest challenge of all, the genuineness test. This is the #1 reason these applications get refused. The burden of proof is completely on you. You have to convince an officer with hard evidence, we're talking chat logs, photos, joint bank accounts, that your relationship is the real deal and not just a ticket to Canada.
Now, let's say you pass both of those tests. Great! But there's this really serious long-term legal promise you have to make. A lot of people misunderstand this part, but it is absolutely non-negotiable. It's called the undertaking.
And make no mistake, this is a binding contract. You are legally promising to be financially responsible for your family member. So if they get to Canada and end up needing social assistance, the government will come to you, and you have to repay every single dollar. And this promise, it lasts for years. For a spouse or a partner, that financial responsibility lasts for 3 full years. And listen to this, it applies even if you separate or get divorced. Your contract is with the government, not your partner.
Now, if you're sponsoring a dependent child, that commitment jumps up, way up. You're on the hook financially for a full 10 years or until they turn 25, whichever comes first.
And for parents or grandparents, this one is a shocker. The undertaking is a staggering 20 years. That is a massive 2-decade-long financial commitment you have to be ready for before you even start the application. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in. But now that you understand the stakes and what's required, let's look at the actual journey. What does the application process actually look like from, say, 30,000 feet? We can basically break it down into 5 key stages. First, you confirm you're eligible. Then comes the part that takes forever, gathering all that proof about your relationship. After that, you've got to meticulously fill out all the forms, submit the whole package online, and then comes the hardest part. You track it and you wait. To wrap this all up, I want to leave you with the most common mistakes people make. Seriously, knowing these things ahead of time can be the difference between getting a yes or a no.
Okay, so immigration officers are trained to look for what they call red flags. Now, having one of these doesn't automatically mean you'll be refused. It just means you have to work harder to prove your case. Things like a big age gap, or maybe you don't speak a common language, or you got married really fast. If that's you, just be ready to provide a mountain of extra evidence.
Now, this next one. This is arguably the single most important question in this entire process, and getting it wrong comes with the most severe consequence you can imagine.
Let me be crystal clear about this. Under Canadian law, if you fail to declare a dependent child on your application, even if that child isn't coming to Canada with you, you are permanently, forever, banned from sponsoring them in the future. There are no do-overs. There are no appeals. It is an irreversible, heartbreaking mistake. So, there you have it. We've walked through the dream, the tough reality, the tests, the promises, and the absolute worst pitfalls. You see, family sponsorship is so much more than just forms. It's about telling the story of your family, convincingly and correctly. The only question left is, are you ready to tell yours?